because I think when it comes to the physical development, I think that Cedric was ahead. But then you pulled it off with the posing. You had the most extraordinary posing routine. And since this is the first year where we're coming back and counting the posing, which is very important, you on the end won. So what is your take on that?
Well, you know what? I think that it is just really, really awesome and amazing that you have people like you in the sport coming back and investing in the development of our sport.
Dave Palumbo here with RxMuscle.com, and I just got back from the 2016 Arnold Classic weekend, and as always, controversy was the name of the day. Well, at least at the end of the day, that is. As we all know, Kai Greene won his third Arnold Classic victory, and, I guess he's back in the game, so to speak. But it was a very close contest between him and Cedric McMillan. And at the very end, when Kai was up on stage, getting all the trophy and the big check, and Arnold Schwarzenegger comes out, as he always does, and interviews the winner, he said to Kai something to the effect that, how does it feel that you lost the physical posing component of the, or I should say the mandatory assessment of the contest, but yet you won the posing round, and that propelled you into victory. And a lot of people took that as an insult to Kai, saying that, essentially Arnold is saying that Cedric beat you, but that you only won because you had a better posing routine than him. I don't think that was the implication at all, although it did come off conceivably like that. Let's just take a step back for a minute, and let's look at what actually went on at this contest. I was actually doing the live stream play-by-play backstage and watching a big screen, and I watched Cedric and Kai Greene battle it out at that prejudging. And, I was sitting with Dan Solomon and Chad Nichols, Ben Pekulski, and we all agreed when prejudging was all said and done that Cedric had done more than enough to defeat Kai Greene, which was an amazing feat in and of itself because we all assumed that Kai Greene was going to win this show rather easily. After all, he's been second place at the Olympia 3 times in a row. He is the Predator. He's a 2-time Arnold champion, 09 and 10. So, he had everything was stacked in his corner, so to speak. Cedric was one of the most inconsistent bodybuilders we've seen, although we know he has flashes of brilliance and the potential to be a great bodybuilder. I don't think anyone really thought that Cedric would rise to the occasion, especially since the week before, where he had won in Poland at the Kevin Levrone Classic, he looked less than spectacular in that victory. So when we see him at the prejudging, the two of them squaring off, Kai Greene, Cedric McMillan, and Kai was holding some water. He was having a little problem with abdominal distension. Cedric was firing on all cylinders. Conditioning was perfect. His fullness was the best we'd ever seen. He was bigger than Kai. His structure was better. We all thought, hey, this show's over. And as it would have it, if you look at the scorecards, Cedric was winning after prejudging. He had 6 points to Kai's 9. And remember, in bodybuilding, the lower the score, the better. So going into the finals, which took place 4 hours later, there was another scoring round where they evaluate them and bring them out and they compare them against each other. The prejudging is worth 1/3 of the score. At least in the new scoring system at the Arnold Classics, where the posing round will now be scored as 1/3 of the score, the prejudging is worth 1/3. The finals are worth 1/3, at least the physique assessment, and then the posing round is worth 1/3. After the second round, at the finals, according to the scorecards, Kai Greene was ahead. And I think everyone would assume Kai came back better. Cedric was about the same. But with Kai Greene's freakiness, I think we all gave him the edge, Kai Greene that is, at the finals. According to the scorecards, Kai got unanimous first place votes. That gave him 5 points to Cedric's 10 points. If you add those up and you discard the fact that there ever was a posing round, Kai Greene still would have emerged victorious. So in essence, Arnold wasn't exactly accurate. I think Arnold was referring to the fact that Kai was losing at prejudging. So now let's add in this posing round, okay? Where, by the way, Cedric McMillan's routine was phenomenal. One of the most entertaining routines I've seen. Very dramatic, emotive. It really drew you in. But Kai Greene is the Broadway showman. And after all, he went last. He brought it. He didn't do anything kooky spinning on his head. He really entertained the crowd, and everyone loved it, myself included. I'm a huge Kai Greene fan, even though, we're all rooting for the underdog, which is Cedric McMillan, especially given the fact that Cedric has had a couple of bad years of bad luck. He went to the Arnold Brazil, where Lee Thompson disqualified him because he missed a competitor's meeting by 10 minutes, which was absolutely ludicrous. He attempted to do the FIBO Power in Germany this past year, in 2015. They canceled the show a week before it. He got to the Olympia after finally qualifying by winning a show out in California, and he got sick at the Olympia, wound up in the hospital. He never got to compete. So he had a run of bad luck. So everyone was kind of rooting to see if Cedric can make this great comeback, and it was a great battle, obviously, on stage. But the truth of the matter is that Kai Greene won the show on points, even if there was no posing round. But given the fact that, like I said, Cedric had a great routine, Kai had a great routine, believe it or not, Kai Greene did not win the posing round unanimously. Cedric got some first place votes. It was 9-6. So it was a very close contest. You could really flip a coin. You can make a case for anyone. Kai Greene, being the consummate professional, came back better. How he got that much better, I don't know, in 4 hours, because it was a miracle. Obviously, he brought it with his posing routine. He prepared. He put on a great show, and he won fair and square. And the bottom line is that, everyone's getting mad at Arnold. Arnold is just trying to bring out some controversy. Arnold wants to know how Kai, in his mind, overcame that obstacle where he obviously knew he was behind after prejudging. Everyone knew he was. And came back better and defeated Cedric. And I think that, once again, Arnold is taking a lot of heat for this because people think, that he's a Cedric McMillan fan, which he is. Look, everyone likes Cedric's physique because he's got that great aesthetics. But Arnold just wants to see a good competition. He wants to see, I'm sure he loves the controversy because it draws more attention to his contest. And once again, Arnold is a bodybuilder's bodybuilder. He wants to see what's best for the sport. He implemented the posing round to add entertainment value. And you know what? It did that. I have to tell you, every one of those top the men's bodybuilders, whether it be 212s or the open, had a great routine. Much better than years past. Even the guys that don't pose well had a good routine, and it was entertaining with good heroic music, and everyone had their own little flair on it. And that is because they knew that round was scored. Now the question is a third of the score too much? Possibly. Possibly, because let's say Cedric and Kai were tied after the first two rounds. Then the posing round would have dictated who won. That would have been kind of like flipping a coin, which to me might not have been the best way to evaluate. So I think that the way to go is to make the posing round maybe worth 10% of the score, or to just not count it, but give prizes out based on the best posing routine. So do 1 through 5, maybe give $3,000 for first prize, $1,500 for the next, $750, $500. This way, the guys that may not be able to win the show will still put time and effort into their posing routines. Not sure what the right answer is, but I had a great time this year. I want to thank the Lormers and, of course, Arnold for inviting us out there, giving us carte blanche, allowing me at least to do the live stream of the Hall of Fame ceremony, the live stream backstage with Dan Solomon on digitalmuscle.com, and, of course, having full access to all the athletes all weekend long. If you have never been to the Arnold Classic, I highly recommend you check it out. It's a great show. They put on a tremendous, tremendous festival there with everything from chess to painting to gymnastics to powerlifting to strongman. And I had a great time. I was like a kid in Disneyland. You guys should check it out too. Dave Palumbo just checking in with the latest controversy.